Journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.
Hi guys, this is Larissa Roan, and I am here for another episode of Masked. This is episode 5, and today we have the honor of interviewing this guest that I have known for quite some time. And this story is yet another story that will probably knock your socks off. I know that she is a little nervous, but we're going to get through this, as we always do. I'm going to start by simply asking our guest, why are you doing this?
I'm doing this because I've been carrying this load for ever so long, and I want to be free from it and to move on and get on with my life, because it's basically like it's holding me captive. So yeah, that's the reason I just want to be free and to get it out of my system.
Well, you guys heard it. The reason why she's doing this, like so many of us, is wanting to get it out. Just finally put it out there. You mentioned you've been carrying this for quite some time. Do you mind telling us how old you are? How long have you been carrying this story?
I'm now 44, and this happened from age 12.
She's 44 years old, and her abuse began at age 12. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back. This is Larissa Roan, this is Mask, and we'll be right back.
Journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.
Welcome back to Mask, episode 5, and this question is the tough one. So I have to ask, what is your story?
My story is that I was sexually abused on numerous occasions by numerous persons. My earliest memory is that I can recall is with it happened with a group of boys, including one of my brother.
Oh my God. Can you remember how old you were?
I can't remember the age, but I remember everything else around it except how old I was. I think it would be maybe around the age 7, 8, because I recall the grade I was in at school.
Okay.
So I think around 7, 8 I was in grade 2, so I was at my father at that time, going to school from there, so it's around that age.
And what happened?
We were all playing as kids, fun about in the yard and stuff. And I remember because there's a shortcut from the house to out the road, or in the scheme then. But we went out there and there was what we would call a gutter, where they would build for water to run through when it rains. But then there wasn't any water in it, so we went in there and was playing. And I don't remember everything around that, but I know that they remember who started what and whatever, but one thing led to another. It's like basically everybody took turns.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I remember anything about it apart from everybody was taking turns.
And that incident you said happened when you were 7 to 8 years old. Did you tell anyone about what happened then?
No.
Oh. And that was your first memory of your first encounter. Now, moving from there, what else happened to you?
At the age of 12, I never grew up with my mother. I was from this family to that family, grandmother, great grandmother, father, aunt. I was what we would call from pillar to post, from one place to the next.
Why is that though? Where was your mom?
She was around, but honestly, I'm not even sure why I wasn't living with her.
Okay.
I remember where I was living, so that's why I knew I was living with her. But apart from that memory where I was living with her, I'm not recalling any other memory living with her before that.
So what happened when you were 12 years old?
Alright. Like I said, I never grew up with her. So when I was leaving primary school, I don't know why she took me or if they gave her to me. I don't know, but I ended up living with her. And my brother and my sister by her. And where we were living was a family yard. And she was living at that house. And so we were living there with her. But she was with this person. She used to go to the market. So like on a weekend she would go to the market. And the person that she was with, he would come by there sometimes when she's not there. I don't know what he was supposed to take me to do, but he has a bike, and that would be the transportation. So it so happens that while he was taking wherever to go, he diverted from where I know and went elsewhere, and I was asking why was he going there. Of course he didn't answer. I recall this lonely bush up here, right? And that's where he took me. And
You can do this. And what happened? Guys, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break and we'll continue the story. This is Larissa Roan. This is Mask. We'll be right back.
Journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.
Welcome back to Masked. This is your host, Larissa, and we'll just continue. Our guest was in the midst of telling us what happened to her at 12, and we'll just continue from there. You left off at the bike coming off the road. What happened from there?
it's hard.
Hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. You can do this. Tell your story. The beauty of this is us knowing that this is hard, and I want the audience to see how difficult it is sitting here with you. I feel everything at this point, you having to relive this, but I know you can do this. What happened to you at 12?
He took me in some bushes and took my clothes off, and he raped me there. And it didn't stop there. It continues for over 4 years. The other time that it happened was at home.
Where was your mom?
Sometimes she was there, sometimes she wasn't. But a lot of times that it happened, she was right there in the house, and sometimes in the same room.
Wait, you're saying that he would rape you with your mother in the same room with you?
Yeah.
Did she know this was happening or she didn't?
Don't know.
And you said that it continued for 4 more years, so that would have been from you were 12 until you were 16.
Yeah.
Did you ever say anything to your mother about it?
No.
And how did you eventually get out of the situation?
One of my aunts took me, and that's how. But at the same time, it wasn't just happening with him alone. Because there are others who are also doing it. There are neighbors who are doing it.
And you saying there were others that were doing it, neighbors included, during those same ages of 12 through 16?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're talking about rape?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can it's like sometimes I think I blocked out a lot of things, so sometimes I never usually remember, but it's like from time to time things keep coming back, and keep remembering persons. And the other day I was trying to write down the names, what I could remember, and I counted, I can recall 12, apart from my brother and his friends are not included in it, in the 12.
Wait, so let me get this straight. During the ages of 12 through 16, you can recall being raped by over 12 different people, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Have you ever told anyone? You were 12 when all of this began, not counting, as you said, your brother and his friends at your earlier age. But from 12 through 16, you were being raped multiple times by multiple people. Did you at any point say any of this to anyone?
No.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody, because my mother wasn't the person that you could go and talk to. And I was afraid, I was scared, because my stepfather had also threatened me. So because of that, I just never told anyone. That happened is the fact that I was trying to run away from that one, and ended up it happened elsewhere, and trying to get away from that, or get away from being beaten or something.
You were living with your mother during the ages of 12 through 16?
Yes.
I'm literally speechless at this point because I don't know how you've managed to keep this all inside for so many years. And the fact that this continued is with so many different people. How have you been dealing with this?
I don't even know how to answer that question, because I don't know myself. I know I just keep everything to myself. I have tried to take my life so many times. Because of it. There are so many attempts.
You know what? On that note, let me stop you right there because I'm going to have you continue because that ties into my next question to you. Wow, you've heard it. She's now 44 years old. She's recounting what happened throughout her childhood, being raped by several different. Let me ask you that. Were these all men, your experience, all entailed guys? We're going to take a quick break and we'll come right back. Again, this is Larissa Roan. This is Masked, episode 5. We'll be right back.
Journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.
Welcome back to Masked. We're going to continue where we left off. I interrupted my guests earlier because my next question is, how has this manifested? And I realized she started to get into that before, but I wanted to give her the opportunity to explain to me, to explain to us how she has survived for so long, being raped for so many years by so many people, and to be able to still be sitting here with us today. I know that it has taken its toll and it has done some things, and that is my question to you now. How has this manifested in your life, having all of this, experiencing all of that now as an adult, and even before getting to this point? How has it been showing up in your life?
It showed up in many ways. One of the ways it showed up is that makes me an aggressive person. Makes me angry. It makes me, yes, hate men. I know they are not all the same, but yes, it makes me hate men. Also makes me feel sometimes like I don't want to live. I want to die. I've attempted suicide so many times I've maybe lost count. Sometimes with friendship, I know it affects friendship. I don't trust people. I don't trust, as I said, and I don't know who to trust. It's like for me, everybody is the same, and sometimes I feel like somebody's gonna come and get me, and before they get me, then I'm going to get them. So it's like I don't give people the opportunity to get me, or if going well, I think I sabotage it in terms of I pull away because for me it's too good to be true, and I just feel like when it's so good, something is going to happen, something bad is going to happen. It affects me. I've never had a relationship, never ever.
Wow. As in, you've never had an intimate relationship, as in dating? Oh my God. And wow, that would be one of the challenges, because that was going to be my next question. It's piggybacking off the manifestation, but so one of your many challenges is you don't date because of. Can you explain to me? I know I have an understanding as to why, but can you put into your own words for me what that is like, why you don't even date?
I'm just scared or afraid to get near to a male. I always, if somebody approach me or whatever, then I would push them away. I don't entertain men in that aspect.
At all. No. And once again, I don't know what to say at this point, but we're going to be taking a break, and we'll be right back to continue with Mask. Again, this is episode 5. This is your host, Larissa, and we'll be right back.
Journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.
Welcome back. We're on the set of Mask. This is episode 5. This is your host, Larissa, and we will continue by asking my guest, what is the mask that you wear?
The mask that I wear, it's not that I'm not being myself, but I don't think I'm totally being myself, because I'm always this jovial person, and I think I do that to hide what is happening inside and the pain and everything. So most of the times is always the person who's gonna crack a joke, make fun of something or somebody. I always do that. I am not the one to be smiling a lot. No, I'm not that type. But yes, sometimes I do. Or it doesn't matter what is going on the inside. People who don't know me, if they ask you're okay, I'm always okay, even when I'm not okay. I think I tend to go above and beyond in doing stuff and helping people just for whatever is inside, not to come out or to show. People always say, yeah, I'm a fun person. Always want to be around me and stuff, especially when I'm going trips and camps. And I use that to hide basically all that's been going on the inside. So I don't share stuff with people. It's very rare I share, and I choose what I share. Whatever I share is maybe something that can tell anybody. If somebody can say it to somebody else, then I guess it won't affect me and bother me. So I don't share stuff with people.
Let me say, because those are things that I have done, and previous guests have said the same thing. It's a way of protecting yourself, where you don't open up freely, or you don't share things with people.
Always of the wall, always of offensive, and always defensive, and especially when it comes on to me.
Which is very much understandable, my dear. After going through what you have gone through, it's totally understandable. After telling us today your story, and even as difficult as it was talking about this, I have to suggest and encourage you to talk to others about this. I am hoping this did some good to just lead you down that path and to let you see and understand the importance of talking and sharing your story and releasing that weight. I hope, and I can only pray, and I do know this much, that we're going to be talking and we're going to try to figure out different ways and means for get you some help, even if it's just to talk about what's been going on and the challenges that you're facing. But my final question to you, because I know this is extremely difficult and I want you to go back to being at least a little bit more comfortable. So I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to ask you if there's anything at all you want to be taken away from this interview today, from you sharing your story. What is it that you want others to take away from this?
Was a way a while ago. I heard what you said, but it's like
I just want to know, for example, children, younger girls that may be watching this, or even older women, because you have a lot of women that are much older than you are, that still to this day cannot bring themselves to share or to talk about what has happened to them. So if there's anything at all you want taken away from this, what is it that you would want the viewers to take away from this, from your story and your experiences?
to talk about it, to share their story. Children don't keep it as long as I did. It does create a lot of problem and a lot of issues. So it's best to talk about it early. Find somebody you trust and can talk to and tell them what's happening.
Could I ask you real quick? I know we're ending, but I just want to ask, what are some of the reasons, the main reasons why you think it took you this long to be able to talk about it?
One, I was threatened, and then I never had a mother I could go and talk to. And I was scared, I was afraid. I just didn't see anyone I could really trust or to tell about it.
Do you feel, after this experience, do you feel a little bit more comfortable? Do you think leaving from here, you'll have the courage to possibly share this with someone else? Or even have the courage to, for example, speak to a counselor?
Yes, I think I would or could. It's hard, I know, but I had a condition in my mind from early in the year that I wanted to talk and I need to talk. After listening to someone else shared their story, that encouraged me in wanting to talk, and I struggle with the decision, yes, but I know deep inside I want to talk and I need to talk and I need to get it out. As hard as it is now, I think it can only get better from here. So, yes, I would.
I'm so happy to hear that. So I'm going to ask you the final question. Are you happy you did this? You took the chance and did this show?
Yes, I'm happy I did.
You're happy you did it. Let me just say this before we end. In episode 4, we interviewed Rudy, and now my guest in episode 5. One of the things that I'm taking away from both experiences is, which I already knew, the importance of sharing our stories, the importance of speaking, because as you can tell, both episodes were shot on the same day, and with both my guests and guests previously, one recurring thing is trust is a major thing, and the reason that we don't speak. However, because of the fact that we're not speaking and we're not sharing our stories, we're carrying the stories and living with all of the torments and all of the issues that's arising. it makes life that much more challenging. And as I expressed to my guest before, and I just expressed to this guest, we have to get to that place where we talk about what we're facing in hopes of moving forward. And that is one of the bases, is what Mask is all about. That is what we will continue to do, to stand to help survivors like myself and others to start the process, their journey to healing, their journey to freedom. Talking, as difficult as it is, as she just said, as painful as it is to recount the stories, we have to get to that place. I'm going to be wrapping up now. This is our 5th episode. Again, my name is Larissa Roan, and if I can end with encouraging you all, each and every victim, each and every survivor, if you have not yet shared your story, feel free to reach out. You can do the show. If you don't do the show, please find someone that you can talk to. I will be working with our guest to find counselors or therapists or whatever ways and means we have to get them to the place where we start the healing process. I thank you all for tuning in, and thank you so much for having the courage to come here and to share your story. I knew how hard that was for you, but you got through it. And then to my guest and also to the audience, I encourage you all, find someone to share your story with. This is episode 5. This is your host, Larissa Roan, Mask, from our heart to yours. We love you, and we'll see you in episode 6. Thank you.
Me, it's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.